The story of silk. Question 1 to 9. Complete the notes below. Around 300 BC, according to the legend, silkworm cocoon fell into imperial wife's dash. Its answer is in paragraph A. One account of the story goes that as she was taking a walk in her husband's garden, she discovered that silkworms were responsible for the destruction of several mulberry trees. She collected a number of cocoons and sat down to have a rest. It just so happened that while she was sipping some tea, one of the cocoons that she had collected landed in the hot tea and started to unravel into a fine thread. And that she had collected landed in the hot tea. Its answer is tea. Second, Emperor's wife invented a dash to pull out silk fibers. Its answer is in next line. She also devised a special reel to draw the fibers from the cocoon into a single thread so that they would be strong enough to be woven into a fabric. And she invented or she planned a special reel to draw the fibers. Its answer is reel. Third, only dash were allowed to produce silk. Its answer is in paragraph B, first line. Originally, silkworm farming was solely restricted to women. Fourth is, only dash were allowed to wear silk. Silk quickly grew into a symbol of status, and originally only royalty were entitled to have clothes made of silk. Only royalty were entitled to have cloths made of silk. Fifth, silk used as a form of dash. For example, farmers' taxes consisted partially of silk. In same paragraph, sometime during the Han dynasty, silk was so prized that it was also used as a unit of currency. Government officials were paid their salaries in silk, and farmers paid their taxes in grain and silk. It is clear from this line that silk was so prized that it was also used as a unit of currency. Next, silk used for many purposes. For example, evidence found of dash made from silk around 168 AD. Last line of paragraph B. The earliest indication of silk paper being used was discovered in the tomb of a noble who is estimated to have died around 168 AD. The earliest evidence of silk product is silk paper, which was being used by a noble, which found or discovered in the tomb of a noble who is estimated to have died around 168 AD. A silk paper. Seventh, merchant use Silk Road to take silk westward and bring back dash and precious metals. Answer for seventh is in paragraph C, first line. Demand for this exotic fiber eventually created the lucrative trade route now known as the Silk Road, taking silk westward and bringing gold, silver and wool to the east. Merchants use Silk Road to take silk eastward and bringing back dash and precious metals. In precious metals, gold, silver is considered and wool is my answer. 550 AD, dash hide silkworm eggs in canes and take them to Constantinople. Its answer is in paragraph D, fourth line. According to another legend, monks working for Byzantine Emperor Justinian smuggled silkworm eggs to Constantinople, Istanbul in modern-day Turkey, in 550 AD, concealed inside hollow bamboo walking canes. Monks smuggled it, and monks hide silkworm eggs in canes and take them to Constantinople. 20th century, dash and other man-made fiber caused decline in silk production. Its answer is in paragraph E. The 19th century and industrialization saw the downfall of European silk industry. Then in 20th century, new man-made fibers such as nylon started to be used in what had traditionally been silk products such as stockings and parachutes. Nylon and other man-made fiber caused decline in silk production. 10 to 13, true false not given. 10th is gold was the most valuable material transported along the Silk Road. Its answer is in paragraph C, second line. It was named the Silk Road after its most precious commodity, which was considered to be worth more than gold. It is clear from this line that silk was considered to be worth more than gold. Where statement is that gold was the most valuable material transported along the Silk Road, so it is false. It contradicts the information available in the passage. 11th, most tradesmen only went along certain sections of the Silk Road. Its answer is in same paragraph C. The Silk Road stretched over 6,000 kilometers from eastern China to the Mediterranean Sea. Following the Great Wall of China, climbing the Pamir mountain range, crossing modern-day Afghanistan and going on to the Middle East, with a major trading market in the Damascus. From there, the merchandise was shipped across the Mediterranean Sea. Few merchants traveled the entire route. Goods were handled mostly by a series of middlemen. This clearly means that the journey through the Silk Road was long enough for merchants to travel along. Therefore, they only traveled along certain sections. It is true that most tradesmen only went along certain sections of the road. It is true. 12th, the Byzantines spread the practice of silk production across the West. From paragraph D, the Byzantines were as secretive as the Chinese, however, and for many centuries the weaving and trading of silk fabric was a strict imperial monopoly. Then in the 7th century, the Arabs conquered Persia, capturing their magnificent skills in the process. Silk production thus spread through Africa, Cilicia and Spain as the Arabs swept through these lands. From this line, it is clear that it was the Arabs, not the Byzantine, who spread the practice of silk production across the West. So this statement is false. 13. Silk yarn makes up the majority of silk currently exported from China. Its answer is in from paragraph E, last line. However, in more recent decades, China has gradually recaptured its position as the world's biggest producer and exporter of raw silk and silk yarn. Today, around 125,000 metric tons of silk are produced in the world, and almost two-thirds of that production takes place in China. So it is unclear from the lines whether silk yarn makes up the majority of silk currently exported from China. We only make out that both silk and silk yarn are exported, but there is no information on which product makes up the majority of silk exported from China. So information is not available or not clear in the passage, so it is not given.